Hello, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and today going to go through a couple things, namely Neville Goddard's Bridge of Incidents. Now, he said Bridge of Incidents. What does he really mean here, or what does he mean here, right? Because sometimes we get a bit confused as to what this is. We think that after a certain number of incidents, I am going to be who I have imagined myself. Now, here's the thing, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean once you have earned $500,000, you are halfway to being a millionaire. That is what it appears to be in a 3D physical sense. And that's fine, right? That is an experience in three-dimensional reality. You are 3D physically halfway to where you have imagined yourself to be. From a metaphysical point of view, you are already that millionaire. You are already that identity. You are already that person. Everything is an experience of what that identity is. So it's not so much a bridge to your desired end. It is a bridge of your identity. A bridge of identity, not a bridge to identity, right? You don't cross a bridge to the moment where you finally become your desire. You are crossing that bridge as that identity, doing what that identity did, experiencing life as that identity. You say, but how do I do that? However you are right now is how you are doing that, right? So there was a question on my previous video. There was a trader who is saying, I keep losing money even though I am applying the law. I tithe, I affirm, I visualize, I do everything right. That's how we feel in three-dimensional reality. I do everything right, but I'm still losing money. 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, a year ago, 8 months, 9 months, 6 months, yesterday. I keep losing money. I still believe in linear time. I still believe that the circumstances matter. I still believe my life should be something else. I still believe I am the small version of myself. And we feel that way sometimes, right? It's not me coming down on anybody. This is how we feel. This is how we feel when things go topsy-turvy. Why would you feel different if you actually experience what you want to do, what you want to experience? It doesn't mean don't be excited. It means that realize your excitement about what you want happening and your sadness about what you don't want happening don't matter. They don't ever matter. How can they matter? Why would God want you to be sad about your desired end happening and be happy that it wasn't? It can only mean that those feelings don't matter. It's only who you assume yourself to be within that matters. Right? My friends don't know this stuff, but they still make a ton of money. I don't understand what's going on. You see, when we start comparing, when we start exalting the effort that we put in, I put the effort in, I did the law, right? When we start waiting for results to say, I am that trader, I am assuming myself to be that trader. But what about all these other things that I'm doing that don't amount to anything, right? You are assuming your friends are natural because they are earning more than you. So you're making evidence of what they are earning, evidence of who they are being, when it's not. People can earn thousands and thousands and millions in one day and lose it the next. It doesn't matter. It's only the identity that actually matters. The identity within that matters. But their identities don't matter because they're all happening within your experience of reality. You are creating what they are in that moment by comparing yourself. So scripture speaks, right? Because somebody else actually asked me another question about scripture, and after I realized these two things ask and answer themselves. This trader asking me what's going on, and another person giving me the answer. What actually happened metaphysically? As awareness, I experience somebody wanting an answer. As awareness, I experience the answer coming to me. All of it existed for my specific experiencing of it to present it, creating a singular, seamless flow of reality, asking, answering, and expressing. Isn't that beautiful? Right? And you can see it another way, where it's like somebody was complaining, somebody just said something random, and I did something that combined it. Well, which one seems more fun? So, scripture speaks. Luke 10:18-14 and Matthew 23:12. Right? Basically said the same thing. Two men went to pray. This is Luke 18:10-14, basically. Shrunk down. A Pharisee a person who does the law correctly to their own understanding. God, I thank you, I am not like other men. I am not like my friends. I fast, I tithe, I keep the rules. I've done the law of assumption. I've been assuming. I've been doing the thing right. And the tax collector, who was with him, the second man, basically said, God, be merciful to me, I am a sinner. Basically saying, God, I forgive myself, forgive me too, for I have taken my inner eye, off my desired end. I am no longer assuming I am who I am. I am assuming why I am not experiencing who I choose to be. That's what he's saying. And Jesus said, that man went home justified because he forgave himself for taking his eyes off his desired end and putting it back onto his desired end, assuming that I am who I am and I'm walking in that knowing. That's about it. I'm doing nothing else to make anything happen. Whether my trades go in, whether my trades don't, whether I make money, whether I don't make money, none of that's irrelevant. None of that's actually relevant. My desire that I am a successful day trader, that's the only relevant part. I assume I am that. And that's it. You see, for everyone who exalts himself, they will be humbled. Because if you think you are greater in your 3D world while being in your 3D world, because you do things better, because you assume better, because you make the law of assumption, you do the law of assumption, you do it better, you will be humbled because you are saying, I am not who I desire to be. I am not who I really am. I am not who I think I am. I am not who I know myself to be. I am not reality itself. You are reality itself. You are reality itself. If you don't hear that part, if you don't understand that part, that is the crux of it. That you are reality itself. If you're watching a movie, the movie is usually focused on a singular character's point of view. Your movie is focused on your point of view. You are the whole movie. You are everything. I don't care if it is a duck flying in the sky while you are watching it. You are the duck as well. But you're not being the duck. You are being your identity, experiencing said duck, right? Or a car, or the sun, or the trees. It doesn't matter. You are reality. Get that part, repeat that part, make that part your entire state of being. I am reality. So there's no longer this need to exalt yourself over anything or anyone. Say, I am greater than them because I do this. No, it doesn't matter. You doing whatever you're doing in the 3D doesn't matter. You can go you throw all your money over the fence to the neighbor's yard and say, I'm a millionaire. And that's what must be reflective of reality now. When you do it from that knowing, I am consciousness, I am reality, right? And whoever humbles himself will be exalted. He humbled himself. He said, I am sorry that I took my eyes off my own desire and who I desire to be by focusing on all this other stuff, because it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is I know I am reality. I am reality, that desired end where I am that successful day trader, where I am successfully being who I desire to be. That's the only thing that matters. I know that, and I'm letting everything else unfold from within me. So the Pharisee is basically the trader here, right? I do the law, I tithe, I visualize, I keep the rules. Thank God I'm not like my friends who don't do this stuff. But he is exalting his small self as if that small self deserves more because it does more. But that doing does nothing. It doesn't actually do anything, and you can see it does nothing. Right? You can, no matter how many times you kick, scream, and complain or whine or fight against reality, saying it's not working, I'm doing the law, I'm doing it better than my friends. It doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything. You could equally do nothing to get something, and that will not do anything either. It's confusing, I know, right? The conditions don't prove yourself to you that I am finally who I desire to be. No. I am who I am because I am awareness. In my awareness, I am aware that there is a physical version of me living the exact life, unfolding from right now to where I'm imagining myself as, and continuously onward, backward and forward, past where I am right now, into my own past of illusionary existence, an entire timeline of a dream life that I have within me. And when I say dream life, I mean whatever desire you choose to embody and embrace and expect as your desired life. That exists within you. I assume I am this identity because I desire it. Because I desire it, it must be done. Because I want this, it's done. I'm choosing to just be this. I'm choosing to assume that I am this person. I'm choosing to assume that because I am this person, reality is now reflecting it because I have imagined it so, because I am saying it so, because I have declared it so, because I am reality. And that which I imagine myself, my choice, is what reality is. That's it. And there's nothing to do now. I can't make that happen more. I can't assume a stock is going to shoot up to the sky from my smallest self. I don't know that. I don't know what's happening with it as a three-dimensional figure. I only know who I desire to be is who I am right now. That's it. The tax collector, he doesn't say anything about his friends. He doesn't complain about being worthy or not worthy. He's not saying I did the law right. He basically said, I forgive myself, forgive me, Father, for I have taken my eyes off my desired end and my desired identity. That's all he said. That is humility in realization. I am no longer that small self. I am reality itself, and I forgive myself for any moment I do not accept and remember I am reality. That sinner, that sin, that tax collector, that sinning person, not the Pharisee, the person who forgave himself and said, God forgive me, all he did was put his mind, put his consciousness, put his awareness, put his focusing, put his intentional beingness back onto his desired end. That's it. That's all. Not the complaining, not the ticking off what happened in the past 4 years, not what your friends are doing, not how much money you have taken out. Because if you somehow took out a lot of money, you will still not realize you are reality and you have an infinite amount of everything within you. So you put the losing in your own awareness to show you that there's no amount of money you can gain or lose to make you realize that I am reality. Realize it now. I am reality. Stay there. Don't try to make money now. Stay there. Stay in that knowing I am reality. I am reality. My desired end is always done. I don't have to do anything about it. It's done. I am earning exactly what I desire to earn, even if I can't quantify that amount. I am who I am. So don't wait for the money to help you realize I am that successful day trader. The fact that you desire that, the fact that you want it, means it's true. I am that profitable trader right now. What your friends do or don't do don't matter, right? That can change in a moment, in a heartbeat. It means nothing. If they lost money, what would you complain about? It's like, oh no, luckily I do the loss, I didn't. No, they're equally silly. You see, if you just rearrange the furniture in your three-dimensional world, if you rearrange who made money and who didn't, you see how your story changes. So that's a fun thing to do. Imagine things went differently. Imagine that you earned twice as much as you lost and your friends lost it, but with the same thinking. See how your story changes. Oh, now because I did the law, it worked. No, it didn't. It's just showing you something else. It's not actually the law working, because the law is always working, but it's working to what you are conscious of being. So if you consciously think that I'm applying the law, that's what you're going to experience. You see how our story changes who we are based on what's going on out there. Because if you netted $1 million, your story would change. Oh, I used the law of assumption to trade. I made a lot of money. It worked. You see how that changes. So when we lose $1 million, I put the law. Why didn't it work? The story changes. Why is that story changing? The circumstances are irrelevant. The story doesn't change. And when you don't change your story, because you know you are awareness and that story just exists and it's your story, everything else changes. It has to. So stay in that knowing I am who I am, regardless of whatever's going on. It doesn't matter. So walk as I am. Jesus said, rise up and take your mat and walk. pick up your mat and walk, basically. The pool of Bethesda scene from The Chosen is pretty sexy on explaining this. Right? If you want to check that out, just Google The Chosen pool of Bethesda healing scene. It's quite popular now, I think. I had a video on that as well. I said something about the scene from Stranger Things where Dustin and Susie, what do you call her? Susie Pooh, whatever. She's singing Never Ending Story with him. He picked up his mat and started singing. Pick up a mat and start walking in the assumption that I am that successful person. Stand in identity, pick up your mat, stop waiting for something to reflect that you are that person. You are the evidence. So it's the bridge of incidence of an identity, not the bridge to an identity. A Pharisee trader does the law to earn something. Right? Don't do that, because it's not going to work. Nothing works. It's only being. Your friend traders don't matter. It's identity first. Conditions follow. Science follows. Circumstances follow. When you are the identity first, no matter what's going on, whether you earn money or you don't earn money, you are still that identity. And that's the point. Typically, we need to lose something to realize, hey, I wasn't being who I wanted to be. Because when we earn it, we think what we did worked, but it didn't. Right? So, declare it. I am who I say I am. I am reality itself, and I am already that. That being said, I am Reese. This is Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. Hope that was... See? I do it too sometimes. I say hope. It wasn't. That was powerful. Right? That was powerful. That's moving you. That has moved you. That will shift you. That shifted you. Because all of that just exists. End of story. And I'm not saying that as a physical being. As a metaphysical experiencing. That shifted all of us. I am your host, Reese. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the question, truly. I understand the frustration of it, but understand this, that frustrated version of you, that's also gone. You don't have to recreate it. You can reimagine and revise how you would like it to be from this knowing I am reality, and what I am imagining already exists. I'm making a choice as to who I am. Thank you for the commenting, liking, sharing, discussion. I saw some people discussing with said person as well. Thank you for the wonderful comments that had nothing to do with any of that. Thank you for the support, truly. TikTok page available, Facebook page available if you want to drop in and say hi, and post your own things or answer questions or ask questions. My email is in the description box below if you want to get a hold of me. That being said, much love, much light, and I'll see you all in the next one.